Imagine yourself driving down the road. Now imagine yourself being stopped at a red light or waiting at a crosswalk or even at a roundabout. The light turns green, the time for the person in front of you to go comes, and they do not go. They sit there, they're not paying attention, and you have to give a light honk. You have to give a little umph to get them to go. And this is because that it is likely going to be an elderly person who does not know what's going on around them. They cause accidents, they cause major slowdowns in traffic, and they cause a huge issue today. So according to the FHWA, in 2019, there was an estimated 30 million elderly drivers on the road. And those 30 million elderly drivers on the road cause 7% of accidents, and that is according to RAN.org. So to start, I'm going to cover a couple of main points. My main point 1 will be the privilege of driving. My main point 2 will be medical issues. And main point 3 will be unsafe issues. And if you can't tell already, my topic will be covering why elderly drivers shouldn't be able to drive unless they retest or have special privileges to show the ability that they are allowed to drive. So for main point 1, privilege. You may think you can't just tell someone they can't drive because they are too old or they can't understand what's going on. I combat that argument with you can. If you can prove that their cognitive abilities are severely slowed, that their mental abilities to drive, to make those quick decisions you have to make when you drive, if those show that they cannot make those decisions, then you must be able to, then you can be able to say, okay, show me you can take this test again and show me that you were able to drive. If not, why put them on the road to risk themselves and other people? Main point 2, medical reasons. Yeah, there are a lot of old people or even young people who cannot drive or who still drive, and those medications they take, the medicines, the therapies they're going through, anything, you name it, can cause a decline in cognitive ability, can cause a decline in mental stability. If you even eliminate that, those elderly drivers are still older. 65 and older is a good mark to start with because studies show that at that age, that's when cognitive abilities start to decline. So if they can prove that they can take those tests, whether that's on medication or not, and that they can pass those tests, then yes, they could be on the road. But if not, again, like I said, it's time to take away those rights for them to drive so they're not risking the lives of themselves or other people. Main point 3, let's keep the roads safe. So by that, I mean we've got to cover the unsafe issues that they present. As I was stating earlier, you could be at a roundabout, you could be at a red light and have to watch your back. You have to be more aware of your surroundings. You should be aware of your surroundings at all times, especially when you're driving. But if you know that there's an elderly driver, me personally, I like to pay better attention if there's an elderly driver because you never know what they're going to do. They could end up making a decision that they might see something or think they see something, they might swerve and hit you. They might not understand fully what is going on in that situation. So it's pretty simple here. To close my conclusion, if you make these elderly drivers go retest, you give them the opportunity to prove that they can keep those privileges to drive, that they can keep those God-given right to drive. If they don't pass, then it's sorry to say, but then they have to find other ways, means of transportation, whether that's the bus, taxis, Ubers, family, even like walking different places. As sad as it sounds, they'll have to come down to that, and some of them might not be able to work that way, but it saves the lives of them in the end, and it also saves the lives of other people. And again, I hope that covered all of my main topics. The unsafe issues, the medical issues, and the privileges that come with driving, but they are not infringed upon if you give the opportunity to retest. Tune in next week for my next speech on how to control your anger while driving. Thanks.